In 5 days' time, thousands of people are expected to gather in Mildura to voice their opinion on the controversial Murray-Darling plan to restoring the river. Towns across the Murray have displayed their anger over the proposed water cuts. Now it's Mildura's turn. Kirsten Vaness has the details.
They've tried to kill us off before. They won't do it. They won't do it this time. And we'll fight hard to keep our position and to retain our crops, but it'll be a costly exercise.
The business community and the community organisations, we will be right behind our irrigators. We're alongside them, we're with them, and we're supporting them.
Personally, I'd rather not leave. I'd like to stay doing what I'm doing. I've done it for quite some time, but I need to have a decision for myself and my family about whether I stay in this industry.
The community of Mildura has had a fortnight to digest the impact of the Murray-Darling Basin Guide, and it's gearing up for a fight. Michael De Palma is one of the irrigators who will be directly affected by the proposed water cuts. He already faces low commodity prices in the wine industry and is still trying to recover costs after a long drought.
We knew the plan was coming. There was no secrets in that respect, but we were very shocked at the level of the cuts that they were anticipating.
The proposed water cuts are between 27 and 37% basin-wide and up to 45% in some areas. Irrigation is the backbone of Mildura, and there's concern the viability of the entire town is under threat.
It's an absolute disaster, really, when you look at it.
Yeah, it doesn't read at all well.
Mildura's Mayor, Glenn Milne, has been meeting with other Murray mayors to devise a plan of attack.
The problem with taking away a percentage of their water, if it's 20-30%, that's really the profit margin. So that takes away their whole livelihood. It's no good. If you can't make that extra 20 or 30%, then you've got nothing to live on. They wouldn't dare do that to somebody in the city.
The business community is also worried, with the council predicting up to 8,000 job losses. Fiona De Ville says the release of the guide has already created a climate of uncertainty.
Our business, for instance, if we were looking to expand, well, we might hold off on that now. There's too much uncertainty in the area.
While there's no argument the Murray River is under strain after years of drought and bad water allocation decisions, Glenn Milne says the proposed water cuts are far too high.
One of the points I think that isn't really clear is, does the Murray-Darling really need saving? Nature saved the Murray. We had a drought, it's rained, it's filled it up again.
If we do not put water back into those systems, we will continue to see decline of those, decline in bird numbers, decline in fish numbers, and we won't see an improvement. And in fact, what we might see is that the river flipping over so it becomes toxic, and in fact we're already seeing that in some wetlands.
This is what has happened near Swan Hill, just over the New South Wales border. 200 kilometres of the Walpool River, which feeds into the Murray, has turned black. Thousands of fish suffocated, some 80 years old, after floodwaters from the Murray turned toxic.
This is a disaster like I've never seen before. All I can say is, for God's sake, step back and take a look at yourselves and look at this river system and appreciate it for what it is.
Local farmers say it's a natural occurrence, but the Murray-Darling Basin Authority was too slow in releasing some of its environmental water, which could have lessened the impact.
Our northern Victorian rivers are some of the least healthy in the Murray-Darling Basin. They're on the brink right now. They need a drink, and they need that drink every single year, not just when we have flooding rains like we've had recently. So if we don't get this right now, it could take at least another term of government to get right.
The Murray-Darling Basin Guide recommends an extra 3,000 to 4,000 gigalitres to restore the system, but environmentalists say it's the bare minimum.
The science says that we need about 7.5 billion litres of water returned, and the Murray-Darling Authority is only recommending between 3,000 or 4,000. So it is a compromise already on what the river needs.
But in Mildura, there's anger the responsibility to rejuvenate the Murray falls to their farmers and could come at the cost of their town.
Is everybody within this Murray-Darling Basin having their water usage changed? No, they're not. It's only the irrigators. What about all the towns? What about the big cities that also drain water from this basin?
I'd be the first to acknowledge that there's been over-allocation in the system, and we do need to do something about it. And who do you blame for that? Most irrigators say, well, I'm not the one to blame. Someone's allocated that water to me or to others. They should be at fault. Essentially, at the end of the day, we're going to have to sort of pay for it.
And while farmers are worried about next month's threat, their focus next week will be on Mildura's consultation meeting with the Basin Authority. Community leaders are pushing for it to be held here to accommodate more people.
Our community is really angry. I think there'll be 3,000 or 4,000 people turn up for that. I think it's got the potential to get fairly ugly because people, their lives are on the line. This is where they've grown up.
The site itself is a symbol of the town's defiance. Nowinji Place was built after the community fought state government plans to build a toxic dump in Nowinji, south of Mildura, and won. The town is mobilising again.
We've got some fairly emotional people out there, and we've driven to Canberra before, and I can certainly see that happening. And the people here, they'll take whatever action they need to get their message across.
Kirsten Burness with that story.